The Outlander Season 8 finale trailer has finally arrived. It leaves us with one haunting question that fans cannot stop asking. Is Jaime Fraser about to meet his end? This trailer does not just show action and romance, it carries a heavy bittersweet feeling. As if it is preparing us for the most painful goodbye in the history of the series. Asterisk. The trailer opens in a way that immediately pulls at your heart. It shows wide shots of the Scottish Highlands, landscapes that feel both familiar and final as the music swells. Claire's voice comes in soft and heavy, almost like she is telling a story from the past. She speaks of love and time, holding on to memories that will last forever. These words do not feel like the beginning of a new chapter. They sound like the closing of one, and just as her words echo, we see Jaime walking slowly, his face filled with both strength and sadness. The images come fast and heavy. Each frame is filled with emotion that reminds us this is not just another season. This is the last one. We see Brianna looking back at her family as if trying to hold on to every moment we see. Roger with the weight of responsibility in his eyes. There are scenes of children laughing, running, and yet there is a shadow over these moments, as if the joy is being stolen by what is about to come. One of the most striking parts of the trailer shows Jaime looking older than we have seen before, his hair lighter, his steps slower, his eyes carrying a deep pain, but also deep love. The camera does not hide it. It wants us to see Jaime as fragile. As human for years, he has been the warrior, the protector, the heart of the story, but here, in these shots, it feels as though the show is preparing us to let him go. We also see hints of conflict and danger, the clash of soldiers, the fire burning in the distance, the tension of battles that cannot be avoided, yet this is not shown as the heart of the story. The heart is love and loss. The heart is Claire holding Jaime's hand. The heart is their eyes locking, as if every second might be their last. The editing of the trailer itself tells a story. The cuts move between war and peace, love and pain, laughter and tears. It is almost as if the trailer is showing us two worlds at once, the one they are living in now and the one we are afraid is coming to an end. The music, the dialogue, the images, all work together to remind us. This is not just a season finale, this is the end of an era. The end of a journey we have taken with these characters for years. By the final shots of the trailer, we are left with more questions than answers. We see Claire standing alone in a field looking into the distance. We hear Jaime's voice but do not see his face. We see the family holding close as if bracing for something they cannot stop, and then silence. The screen fades to black, and we are left only with the sound of breath and the weight of what might come next. This first glimpse is more than a teaser. It is a warning that the story we love is reaching its final chapter, and in that chapter, nothing will be simple and nothing will be painless. Asterisk. The biggest question that rises from this trailer is about Jaime Fraser himself. For years, he has been the beating heart of Outlander. The warrior with the fire in his eyes, the husband who would cross oceans and fight armies. For Claire, the father who carries his family's name and honor like a shield. But in this final season trailer, we see him in a different light, a light that feels almost like a farewell. There are moments where Jaime looks tired, not from battle, but from the weight of life. His steps are slower, his shoulders heavier. The trailer lingers on his face longer than usual, as if telling us to remember every line, every wrinkle, every look in his eyes. It almost feels like the show is preparing us to let go of him. Claire's narration speaks of time and memory, while the camera shows Jaime alone on a hill looking out at the horizon. The question is clear. Will Jaime's journey end before the story does? Fans have already begun to break apart every second of this trailer. Some believe the show is hinting at Jaime's death with subtle choices, the slow music. The way Claire's voice is almost like she is telling the story of someone who has already passed. The way Jaime touches Claire's hand as if it may be the last time. His eyes carry love, but also a silent goodbye. These are not the looks of a man preparing for another adventure. These are the looks of a man preparing for the end. But there are also moments that make us wonder if this is only a trick. Outlander has always played with themes of destiny, fate, and second chances. Perhaps the trailer is leading us to believe Jaime will die, only to show us in the end that love is stronger than time. Could his fate be to survive and live quietly with Claire, away from battles, away from wars? Could this be his true ending? Not death, but Piece the books by Diana Gabaldon leave space for mystery when it comes to Jamie's later years. The show may decide to stay close to that or create its own version, some fans believe. Jamie's story cannot end with death because his love story with Claire has always been about defying time itself. Others believe his sacrifice might be the only way to give weight to the final chapter, to show that his life was not just about surviving, but about giving everything for the people he loved. Trailer does not answer these questions, it only deepens them. It shows Jamie standing in firelight with a quiet look on his face. It shows him riding his horse one last time. It shows him holding Claire as if she is his whole world, the images feel like the pages of a goodbye letter, carefully placed one after another, until finally we see Claire standing in silence, without Jamie beside her. That one image has left fans around the world asking, is this how Jamie's story ends? Whether Jamie lives or dies, his fate will shape the entire ending of Outlander. His life has always been more than just a man's life. It is the symbol of love, courage, and sacrifice. If this is the end of Jamie, it will not be the end of his story. His story will live in every memory, every word, every look shared between him and Claire, and that may be the bittersweet truth the trailer wants us to feel. Asterisk, if Jamie's presence in the trailer feels like a fading flame, then Claire's presence feels like the voice of memory guiding us through the dark. Her voice is what we hear first, soft, steady, and heavy with meaning. It does not sound like the voice of someone beginning a new story. It sounds like the voice of someone remembering the moments that made her life worth living in many ways. Claire is not just the narrator of the trailer, she is the narrator of the entire Outlander story. See her standing in the fields, her hands brushing the tall grass, the camera holding on her face as the wind catches her hair. Her eyes are filled with a sadness that words cannot capture. It is the look of someone who has loved deeply and fears the weight of loss. She has carried Jamie through battles, wars, and endless trials. She has crossed centuries. For him, she has given her heart and soul to keep their love alive. Now, in this trailer, it feels as though she is carrying something even heavier. The fear of letting him go. The trailer shows us small moments of Claire holding Jamie's hand, looking into his eyes, whispering words we cannot hear but can almost feel. These are not the gestures of a woman preparing for another fight. They are the gestures of someone trying to hold time still. Claire has always been the one who fought against fate, who believed she could change history, but here she looks like she is learning the truth that some things cannot be changed, that love can fight against time, but not erase it completely. There are also glimpses of Claire standing alone, her figure framed against wide, empty landscapes. These moments are powerful because they make us ask the most painful question. What is Claire without Jamie? From the very beginning, her story has been tied to his heart, to his journey. If this final season dares to show her without him, then we may see the deepest side of her character, a woman who must face life without the man who defined her. Destined yet. Even in these moments of silence, there is strength in Claire. She does not look broken. She looks determined. Outlander has always been about love, but also about survival. Claire's journey is proof of that. She has faced loss before. She has lost friends, family, and even time itself, and every time she has carried on, her strength has always come from the love she shared with Jamie and the family they built together. Perhaps this final season will not just be about saying goodbye, but about showing that Claire's spirit will never break no matter what she loses. Some fans believe that the trailer is showing us the passing of the torch, that Claire's role now is not only to love Jamie, but to carry his story forward, to make sure that their children and grandchildren know who he was and what he stood for. In that sense, Claire is not just his partner, she is his legacy, the one who will keep his story alive even if he is no longer by her side. By the end of the trailer, her voice returns softer this time, like the final words of a diary entry. She speaks of love and memory of holding on to what cannot be taken away. The camera cuts to her looking into the distance, as though she can see beyond time itself. In that moment, we realize that this is not just Claire's journey with Jamie. This is Claire's journey with us, the viewers, who have walked with her through years of love and pain, through moments of joy and heartbreak, through the magic of time itself. And as the screen fades once again, we are left with the sense that Claire's story is about more than just survival. It is about carrying love across every barrier, across centuries, across life and death. Claire is the voice of Outlander. And in this finale, she may be the one who teaches us what it truly means to love forever. The Outlander Season 8 finale trailer makes one truth clear. This story has always been bigger than two people. It has always been about family, about the lives touched by Jamie and Claire's love. The final season does not just focus on their romance. It spreads out to show us the legacy they have built, a legacy carried in the eyes of Brianna, Roger, and their children. It is through them that the story finds both its sorrow and its hope. We see glimpses of Brianna in the trailer holding her child. Close, her expression is torn between strength and fear. She knows that the weight of history rests not only on her parents, but also on her shoulders. The trailer shows her standing with Roger, their faces tight with worry, yet filled with determination. They are no longer just the children of Jamie and Claire. They are the guardians of the future, the ones who must carry on what has been given to them. The children themselves become a symbol of what is to come. Laughter is heard in one scene, bright and soft, but it is quickly cut with the sounds of battle and fire. This editing choice feels intentional. This reminds us that joy in Outlander is never free. It is always balanced with pain. The children represent innocence, the future unmarked by blood or war, but the shadow of history hangs heavy over them, reminding us that no one escapes the cost of time. Legacy is not only about blood. It is about choices and sacrifices. The trailer shows small moments of side characters' faces we have known for years, some smiling, some weeping. These flashes remind us that Jamie and Claire's love did not just shape their own lives, it shaped an entire community. Their courage inspired others, their decisions saved lives, and sometimes cost lives in the final season. We are reminded that legacy is not just what you leave behind, it is the mark you make on the world while you are still in it. There's one image in the trailer that feels especially powerful. It shows Jamie holding his grandson, lifting him high in the air. The child's laughter fills the moment, but Jamie's smile is bittersweet, as if he knows he may not live long enough to see the boy grow. As if this small moment must last forever. That single shot may be one of the most heartbreaking hints of what is to come. Jamie is not just a husband and father, he is now a grandfather, and the story seems to be asking, will he live to watch his family's future unfold? For Claire, to legacy carries weight. Her role is no longer only to heal and to fight. She must also protect the memory of the man she loves. She must make sure that his story is passed down to the generations who will never meet him in person. In this way, the trailer paints her as both a wife and a historian, the keeper of love, the keeper of truth. The final theme of the trailer is bittersweet endings. Every word, every frame carries the reminder that nothing lasts forever. Even the greatest love stories must reach their final page, but the ending is not only about loss, it is about the beauty of what remains after the laughter of children, the strength of family, the courage of love passed down like a flame from one hand to another. By the time the trailer ends, we feel the weight of both grief and hope. Yes, something is ending, but something else is beginning. Outlander's story may close, but its legacy will live on through family, through memory. Ooh. Through us, the viewers who carry it in our hearts. That is the gift of the final season, a reminder that endings are not only about what we lose, but also about what we keep forever. Asterisk, for years, Outlander has balanced two worlds, the world of Diana Gabaldon's novels and the world created for television. Readers know that the books and the show often walk side by side, but sometimes take very different paths. The Season 8 finale trailer makes it clear that the question of Jamie's fate and Claire's journey may rest on whether the show stays true to the novels or decides to carve out a new ending in Gabaldon's later books. Jamie is not painted as a man who falls easily to death. Instead, his story is filled with resilience. His love for Claire remains fierce, his devotion to family unshaken even as time weighs on him. He is never just a man waiting for the end. He is a warrior who bends, but does not break. Readers have long debated whether his journey will end in tragedy or in quiet peace, but the books hold on to mystery. The show now has the power to reveal an answer. The trailer gives us hints that feel both familiar and unfamiliar. Some moments look pulled directly from Gabaldon's words, like Jamie standing in the firelight, his hand wrapped around Claire's, or Claire's voice reflecting on love and time, as if she were speaking from the pages of the novels. But then there are moments that feel new shots and dialogue we have never seen before, as if the show is warning us not to trust what we think we know. This is where the tension lives. If the show follows the books, fans may expect Jamie and Claire to face hardship, but still walk together into the end of their days. Their love might endure not with fire and battle, but with quiet and memory. But if the show decides to break from the novels, then we may see something entirely different, something darker, perhaps even more heartbreaking. The trailer's heavy, bittersweet tone suggests that the writers may be willing to take bold steps that even book readers could not predict. The fans themselves are divided. Some want the show to stay faithful to every beat of the novels to honor Gabaldon's vision. Others argue that television has always been its own world, and that surprises are what make the story fresh. The trailer seems to play with this division. It gives just enough book-inspired moments to make readers nod in recognition, but twists them just enough to leave everyone uncertain. This choice between book and show is not just about plot, it is about emotion. If the show mirrors the novels, then viewers will find comfort in knowing the story they loved in words has been given life on screen. If it diverges, then the finale may shock us and break us in ways we never expected. The question of Jamie's survival, the question of Claire's final chapter, all hang in this delicate balance between two worlds. By the time the trailer ends, we realize that Outlander's finale may not just be a farewell to the characters, it may also be a farewell to the books we thought we knew. The show has walked its own path for years, and now, in its last season, it may choose to step away completely. Whether it does or not, the finale will leave behind one truth. No matter how the story is told, the love between Jamie and Claire will outlive both page and screen. That is the parallel that will never change. Asterisk, the moment the season 8 finale trailer dropped, the world of Outlander fans lit up with emotion. Social media filled with comments, some trembling with excitement, others drowning in heartbreak. For many, this is more than a television show. It is a love story that has shaped their lives for years, and now the trailer is forcing everyone to face the truth. The end has finally arrived on fan forums. In Twitter, the first reaction was shock. Some could not believe that the final chapter is here. Others confessed they had been dreading this moment for years. They had prepared themselves, but when the trailer began with Claire's haunting narration and Jamie's tired yet powerful face, no one was ready. The reactions were instant: tears, theories, anger, hope. People wrote that it felt like saying goodbye to a part of their own family. Many fans pointed to one thing above all: Jamie's fate. The question, is Jamie dying, spread across every platform. Some wrote long emotional threads about how they would not survive if the show took him away. Yes. Others argued that his death might be the only way to give the finale its bittersweet power. Videos began to appear of fans breaking down the trailer frame by frame, searching for clues in the way Jamie looked at Claire, in the way his hand lingered on hers, in the way the screen faded to silence at the end. This collective hunt for answers shows just how much these characters have become real to the people who love them. But the reactions were not only about fear, there was also gratitude. Fans remembered how they first met Outlander, maybe a decade ago, maybe longer. They remembered the nights spent binge-watching, the days spent reading the books, the friendships built on love for this story. Some shared how Jamie and Claire's love gave them hope in their own lives, how the show taught them about strength, forgiveness, and fighting for the people you love. In many ways, the trailer did not just spark sadness. It sparked reflection, a chance for fans to thank the story before it leaves them. The emotional impact goes beyond the screen. Outlander has always been more than entertainment. It has been history, romance, time travel, and family all tied together. The fans feel they have grown older with the characters. Some who started watching as young adults are now parents themselves. The show has been a companion through the changing seasons of life, and now the idea of saying goodbye feels deeply personal. That is why the trailer hits so hard. It is not just the end of a story, it is the end of an era in the lives of millions who have walked with it hand. Yet there is hope in the reactions to many fans believe that no matter how the show ends, the story will never truly die. The books continue, the memories continue, and the love of Jamie and Claire will remain alive in every heart that carried it. Some fans even said that they are ready for the finale because true love stories never end. They only change shape. That is the emotional truth the trailer forces us to face. We may cry, we may rage, we may hope, but in the end, Outlander has already become a permanent part of who we are. The trailer for Outlander Season 8 does not give us clear answers. It does not tell us if Jamie lives or if Claire will face her greatest loss alone. It only gives us images, words, and silences heavy enough to leave us haunted. That is the power of this finale. It is not only about what happens, it is about how deeply we feel. Teased, the screen fades to black. We are left with echoes. Claire's voice about time and memory, Jamie's figure standing against the horizon, the laughter of children. Cut short by the crack of fire and battle, the story is preparing us not for a simple ending, but for something bittersweet. A goodbye that will stay with us long after the final credits roll. This is where the suspense lies. Will Jaime Fraser's journey close with sacrifice, his final act of love for Claire and his family? Or will he survive stepping away from war to live in peace with the woman who has been his whole world? The trailer keeps us trapped in that uncertainty, and maybe that is the point, because Outlander has always been about love standing against the unknown, about walking into the storm together without knowing what waits on the other side for Claire. This may be her hardest chapter, her strength, her voice, her love will have to carry more than ever. She may not just be Jamie's partner in this ending. She may become the keeper of his legacy, the one who holds his memory for generations to come. The trailer shows us that her story will not be defined only by grief, but by the courage to endure. That is why, even in its sadness, this finale feels like a celebration of love's power. For us, the fans, this trailer is both a gift and a wound. A gift because it allows us to prepare, a wound because no preparation is ever enough. We have traveled through time with these characters. We have loved with them, fought with them, cried with them, and now we must face the end with them. The screen cuts to silence, the music stops, the story pauses, and we are left with one last thought. Will Jaime Fraser live to see the end? Or will the greatest love story of all time close with a final heartbreaking sacrifice? Is the question the trailer leaves us with, and that is the question we will carry with us until the very last episode. So tell me, what do you think? Is Jamie's fate already written, or will Outlander give us a surprise ending? Share your theories in the comments, and do not forget to stay with us, because this is not just the end of a season. This is the end of an era, but love stories like this never truly die. They live forever in memory, in legacy, and in us.